What's up, guys? So today what I want to talk about is one-itis, why you get it, how it happens, and also the attachment-based reasons behind it. So I was dating this girl for like the last year and a half, and when I originally met her, my whole take on the situation was, I'm just non-monogamous, I'm single, I'm not looking for anything serious. Let's just have some fun. So I know that that's what a lot of you guys are doing. You're going out here, you're studying game, you're learning how to be seductive and meet women and all of that good stuff, and that's great. But you need to be clear on what you want, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because when you're out here running game, and what does game tell you? Game says, be mysterious. Game says, don't say too much, say less. Game says, keep her emotionally off balance. All of this stuff, right? Which is great. Builds a lot of attraction. The problem is a lot of the women in the dating pool are avoidant and anxious. So what happens is you end up, a lot of guys who study game, like myself included, I'm going to include myself in this. Well, why would you get into studying game? Why would you get into learning female dynamics? Probably because you got your heart broken. And probably you got your heart broken because you got way over invested in the wrong person. And probably got way over invested in the wrong person because you're somewhat anxious. So now you've got this anxious man who's running game to appear like he's more secure, quote unquote alpha. So let's talk about something different than alpha and beta. Let's talk about, secure, insecure, and those things, right? Or secure, anxious, and avoidant. So if you're dating someone who's avoidant, when you start out with your game stuff, they're going to be attracted to that because they like having that space. They like, you'll see a lot of women who you'll meet them and they'll say something to the effect of, oh man, I love that you just want to hook up and have fun, because I always get guys trying to be clingy and marry me. Well, yeah, if you're running game and you're, a charming, interesting guy, you're going to meet some women who are in that spot in their life or who that style works for, right? So, cool, good if you're trying to, have a rotation and date a few women and all of that. But if you catch feelings, here's what happens. You haven't properly vetted the woman for a relationship. Now you're in love with someone who may have trauma, may have anxiety, may have avoidant tendencies. Now you're with this person who's got all these tendencies, and boom, one-itis. Now, a lot of times guys will go, oh man, well, you just got to keep dating women and not get hooked on her. And but what if you do want a relationship? So I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, okay, well, you shouldn't game, you shouldn't date, you shouldn't understand proper dating strategy or proper dating strategy. Just dating strategy that works. You shouldn't do that if you really want to find someone that works for you. But what I'm telling you is that's not accurate, okay? If you're going to go out and date, you want to be using the proper attraction strategies. You want to be approaching women that you find interesting while you're out and about in a calibrated, cool manner. You want to have a good online dating profile, or however you want to go about it. And you want to be the best version of yourself, focusing on your projects and all of that. So what you're essentially doing is you're becoming more secure. And you're not getting rid of women that you might want to casually date because they're anxious or avoidant. And you're not, sitting here saying that you want to marry them if you just want to have some fun. So there's a few books I want to leave you with to check out. Attach, The New Science of Adult Attachment. Mode 1 by Alan Roger Curry. And I'll just leave you with those two. And the reason why is, if you're mode 1 with women, you're just kind of like, hey, you could be as bold as, hey, I just want to take you home, or use whatever word you want to use. Or you could be as smooth as, hey, I just find you attractive and I want to, I'm interested in getting together with you. And when she says, what are you looking for? Hey, I'm just having some fun now. I think you're hot. I'd like to have some fun with you. Or You could be more explicit, whatever your style is, as long as it's calibrated, the woman feels comfortable. Not only is it ethically right to make sure she feels comfortable, but it's gonna make sure the interaction goes smoother, right? So, and then the understanding the attachment styles is good, because in this connection with this person, there was literally no one was doing anything wrong, and I had all of these things going through my head. Oh, this person is narcissistic and this and that, and they may or may not have been. That's not the point. Just understanding the attachment styles is enough. That if you're anxious, which I am, right? I get anxious in relationships. That's why a lot of guys study game and seduction as a compensation for that. And it's not a bad compensation. You know, it's not a negative thing. But just understand that, you know, if you're anxious, needy, if you've ever been hurt by someone and you're like, oh man, I'll never let that happen again, and how could they do that, and all of that stuff, you know, just understand that you might have some anxious tendencies. So anyways, I hope this video has been helpful to you guys. Holla back.